Some women don't chase, and yet they're never forgotten. They leave no fingerprints, no lingering scent on his pillow. And still, she haunts him more than the ones who begged to stay. Not because she gave him her body, but because she never needed to. She is the woman who moves like still water, slow, quiet, dangerous in her serenity. She holds the kind of presence that doesn't beg to be noticed, and that's why it is. To the untrained eye, she is nothing, simple. But to a man entangled in his unhealed wounds, she is a disruption. She doesn't entertain his charm or his confusion. She simply is, whole, alert, untouchable. And in her stillness, she forces him inward. He doesn't understand why her silence feels heavier than another woman's affection. But it does. Because what he meets in her is his own reflection. His anima, the feminine energy buried in his unconscious, awakens at her presence. Not because she loves him, but because she doesn't need his love to feel full. And in a world that feeds his ego, her self-containment becomes unbearable. There's a moment he sends a message, something casual, a thread, a hook, and she lets it hang in the void. Not because she's playing a game, but because her life is not a stage for his performance. He feels a tightening, not in his chest, but in his identity. Her indifference isn't cruel, it's surgical. She removes the false sense of control he has over women, over attention, over being the sun in someone else's sky. He looks for signs of softness, a laugh, a reassurance, a crack. But she gives none, and so the obsession begins, not with her body, but with the unspoken question, why doesn't she want what others always did? Jung called it projection, the psyche's way of casting inner wounds onto outer figures. He doesn't know it yet, but she's become a screen. Onto her, he projects the unmet love he once craved. The coldness of a distant mother, the ache of never being enough. She becomes both the wound and the cure, but she will not play therapist. She will not soothe what he refuses to face. She's not here to mother a broken man into wholeness. She is not here to rewrite his past. So when he pulls back, to provoke, to test, she doesn't flinch. She doesn't chase. She simply watches. And that more than anything ruins him, because for the first time, he meets a woman whose love cannot be earned through his pain. She walks past him in the cafe like wind, light, unaffected. He leans in, performs his humor, his depth, his darkness. She nods and returns to her thoughts. There is no flirtation in her stillness, only sovereignty. He scrolls through her social feed late at night, not to see her curves, but to study her peace, to understand how a woman can radiate desire without trying, to grasp why she makes him feel exposed. He doesn't want her touch. He wants her recognition. But she will never give what he hasn't given himself. She has done her work, shadow work, boundary work, inner child healing. She is not here to be chosen. She chooses. And this is what makes her magnetic. Her emotional self-worth is intact. Her detachment isn't cold. It is sacred. She is not aloof. She is anchored. And to a man built on conquest, she is unbearable. Because he cannot conquer what does not seek to be conquered. She is individuated. A term Jung reserved for the rare few who evolve beyond persona, beyond illusion, into their fullest, most conscious selves. And when a man encounters such a woman, she awakens what he has denied. And that denial becomes obsession. She never touched him, and yet he can't let her go, because she touched something no one else dared to. The part of him still aching to be whole. And while he obsesses, she lives. Because the woman who walks away in silence isn't weak. She simply sees more.